I think I can do it.
Hello at home. I'm gonna take a minute to say hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Happy to.
We got a little crowd here in person.
That's good.
Hi, Chantel. Yeah, so there was a few people that can join live and then a lot of people that want the recording. So we're recording the meeting and then pausing when we take a little break, and then we'll start recording again when the class starts. But we'll,
Wonderful.
you'll hear all about that. So we're gonna get going. So you can go ahead and mute yourselves and enjoy the show. Want to make mention of Sam.
So I'm going to call the meeting to order. I have a sidebar for, this is my sidebar. For board members, we're actually running an official meeting, so I need somebody to move to accept the reports, someone to second, and I'll say all those in favor. And technically, only the board members get to say aye. But I want to say aye, so that's fine. It happened last year where we were like, aye. We can't so we're right. So yeah, that was just my sidebar. All right. So we've got our Zoom people.
Yeah. Yeah. So at home, can you, as long as you can hear, want to make sure you can hear us talking, okay? And if you, yeah, raise your hand, which I can't see. Okay.
I'm just saying there's a lot of
I know, so we'll do our best to speak up, but this this microphone is usually pretty good, so. So if you can't hear, make sure you show yourself and then we'll yell it.
Good. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to the Abundant Yoga Community. And I'm Lucy Turner. I'm president of the Abundant Yoga Community. And as you've heard, we're running our official meeting for the first hour. So there'll be a little bit of technicalities that we'll be going through. So you get to hear everything that we have been doing. Slides. But first, I want to just give you a little bit of an orientation to the space, which is something that we do in any trauma-informed class, so that people really can orient to the space that they're in. So if you need to use the bathroom, it's these doors. That might be uncomfortable for you to come into the front of the room if you need to use the bathroom. So you can actually exit these doors, and there's an outside entrance to that as well. So that's more comfortable. Two exits here. And then the other orientation is what we're actually doing. So we'll have our annual member business meeting, which is our first part, and then we're going to have a little break, and we're going to do a yoga experience with Kelsey, and that's going to be a chair yoga class, accessible to all. And then we're going to have about a half hour or so social hour, and we have some things in the back of the room that we'll chat about towards the end. So any questions about okay. So I am officially calling this meeting to order. And I will invite Tracy to come up and do her executive director report.
I'm sorry. Yeah, to make it match. How do you change the PowerPoint on here now that it's technology?
Was it doing?
Like I want work now that it's in this term.
Oh, I can click on it with the mouse. Okay, so the next slide, our mission. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
So how do you move between them?
I'm just clicking on it.
Like left?
Yeah.
Just right click that? Okay.
Now I gotta go back. Yeah. Okay, one moment. No,
Yeah, I just thought I could use the keyboard to do it. and
there
it
we go.
wasn't
Okay, we're
working.
back on mission and I just have to see. I'm fine. Okay, so they can hear, okay. Awesome. Sorry, the technology piece. Okay, so you can still arrow or use the clicker.
Okay, because the arrows weren't doing it.
I think it's up or down on this one.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, that worked out good because we had some new people come. All right. Again, my name is Tracy Mortensen. I'm the executive director of the Abundant Yoga Community. So thank you all for being here today. We have a good amount of people on the board and people that are attending and just wanting to hear more about us. So welcome. And I would like to also thank all of the volunteers on the board and volunteers that are here in person, volunteers that are watching this online. We cannot do any of this without you. Our board is 100% volunteers, so pretty exciting. We have 11 people in on the same mission, which I'll talk about in a second. So as the AYC executive director, it's my role to oversee the general operations and finances, participate in committees, promote and market, as well as build membership. So I'm never bored working with this group. So it's very exciting. So the history of Abundant Yoga Community. So make sure I stand. My slide. So the history of Abundant Yoga Community, it was actually in the works for a long time before it actually became a business in 2019. So through years of yoga studio ownership, I saw a definite need of wanting to serve underserved populations, whether it was for people that financial restraints or geographical restraints. So I saw that early on once I had opened up my yoga studio. And then talking with Lucy, so Lucy and I were friends and working together, and she saw a similar need and she had a similar vision. And so we talked about it for a long time. I like to mention Lucy did fundraising. Probably at least 7 years before this actually came to fruition. So we already had some money raised before we even became a nonprofit. So anyway, then with Lucy's background as a psychotherapist and trauma-informed yoga teacher, we just kind of talked about this vision for what else we could do and help support these underserved populations. So our official mission then is to reach people who might have limited access to commercial yoga studios due to financial or geographical constraints. And to go a little further with that, we help yoga teachers, health workers, schools, and yoga studios bring yoga to more individuals and groups within our community. So, we could perform. So where do we provide the service? So we provide the service in the St. Croix Valley area, along the river, Hudson River Falls. We haven't gotten quite into Minnesota yet, but we target schools. So we work with students and staff, community staff and social workers, and then individuals in our local communities. So we are able to reach out, and we'll be talking more about the program. So I was going to keep it as an introduction for now. So I have on here, grab your suggestion card. So what's helpful as you're sitting in these chairs listening, or at home you can make notes. In this gift bag, there's a white bag. If you haven't gotten one yet, you can go grab your gift bag. But there's a suggestion card in there that's yellow. It's yellow, yeah. And a green pen. If you, as you're listening to our presentation today, if you think of an organization, a group, someone who could use our services, it's helpful just to jot that down and we can collect those after the meeting. Any questions so far? And how are we able to provide the services? We are a membership-based nonprofit. So we offer personal annual membership and business annual memberships, which we'll be talking about at the end of the presentation. So these are, so with memberships, it's really people, like we're creating a place where people can sign up. There's a membership that we use that money to then help support the people in the areas that we're talking about in our presentation. Donations, fundraising, and volunteers. So one way that we're able to help individuals in our community is by we've been offering personal yoga scholarships, and this has been for people with financial needs and who are comfortable going to a yoga studio environment. And currently, Inspiring Actions Yoga has been the first studio to offer those scholarships in partnership with AYC. So to help with our bigger vision, it's always been a goal to bring on other yoga studios that can also offer personal scholarships at their locations, so we can kind of branch out and get into our community more. And so, so then we're going to be talking here about the positive impact of that and partnering up with other studios. So on this slide, you're going to see Emily Jacobson, and she is the owner of Healing Roots Wellness Center located in River Falls. Today we have Brian Wright is here to talk to us more about that. So yeah, so Healing Roots Wellness Center River Falls is our first great partnership. Brian Wright, who's an acupuncturist at Healing Roots, is going to share a bit more about Healing Roots and their partnership with AYC and their mission. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Glad to be here. That is our fearless leader. That is a photograph of our fearless leader. Lovely person, Emily Jacobson. And the thing that has always impressed me about Emily, I haven't known her that long yet, is she is very plugged into her community. I sensed this about her when I came on board Healing Roots just a few months ago. But I had been talking with her for several months before that. She had always impressed me with her sense of community. You know, in Chinese medicine, we're always taking pulses. This is Emily. You know, she's got this sense for things, what's going on in the community, and it's very important to us that we carry in our mission a bigger picture of how we can help the community. Not everybody, as we know, can afford to walk into an acupuncture clinic and say, I'm feeling kind of off. Can you give me a treatment? Right? You know, or if someone says, hey, I really think you should start doing some yoga classes. Oh, okay. That. These are the questions I know you've all issues acquired a little bit. So the conundrum is exactly what you people are already addressing, which is got to find ways to get others involved. So at Healing Roots, in fact, we just a week ago celebrated our 1-year anniversary with an open house and a silent auction. Silent auction was comprised of all local businesses. And the turnout for the what would you call the benefactors, the businesses, was overwhelming, just amazing. People want to help. People want to get involved. They really do. Stunning how many people want to do this stuff. And then the turnout for the event itself was great. We raised a lot of money. Where's that money go? To a scholarship. And the scholarship is there for individuals who are typically challenged financially, but really could benefit, from yoga classes, from Tai Chi classes that we offer, from Qigong classes that we offer, from services, massage, between Chinese medical massage, which I do, and acupuncture. We're starting to offer community acupuncture. Having a community acupuncturist come in. I think it's as soon as another week or so from now. For those of you who have not been to Healing Roots, we're at the north end of River Falls. And we're pretty much in that brand new building that's right across the street from Bob and Steve's gas station chiller. Anyway, we are on the easternmost end of that building, and it's a huge space. We have 6 individual treatment rooms. We have a waiting reception area, and then we have this beautiful classroom. A mural painted by Emily's cousin on one wall. Got skylight windows up here, so it's still discreet, but you get sun coming into the room, and it's just a wonderful space to do, yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong. And it's also a community room. It's where we had our silent auction, poetry readings, anything involving community. The sky's the limit for Emily, who is the owner of the arts, as well as physical betterment, or part of wellness. And, of course, with, wellness is trendy, and trendy usually means spending. And so that's why we have the scholarship. And Emily and I have talked a lot about this. How do we deal with this? And so we're just really pleased to be able to partner with you and to have like minds, working the same way. Because there simply has to be, there's got to be more of this. This is, I think, the leading edge. Insurance, we all know, is pretty broken. I think it's fair to say it's a mess, at least, if it's not broken, and it's unnecessarily complicated, and it's a stress producer, and we don't need more stress. So I'm happy to be here. And I think I have touched on all the talking points.
Yeah, so very exciting to partner up. And then also, with the money that we raise, we do personal scholarships, and then we also offer grant funding for local programming and other areas that I mentioned earlier. So the next person coming up, there we
off.
The next person coming up is Tanya Schmidt. Tanya Schmidt is the owner of Mindful Solutions, and she's our main grant recipient. So Tanya has been a star when it comes to applying for AYC grants for community yoga projects. I've known Tanya since early yoga teacher training days, so here we are again, full circle. So if you were here last year, you heard about two of Tanya's successful AYC funded projects at River Falls High School. She taught two 10-week courses. One was a mindfulness course for students, and the other was a resiliency building course for staff to increase coping skills to help avoid burnout. The evaluations and feedback from these programs were extremely positive. We're excited when she reached out for yet another grant, because lots of work to do in this field, right? So Tanya is going to talk to us today about her recent grant projects with WestCap and the Hudson High School.
Hey guys, so abundant yoga community is super cool, right? And there's so much work to be done to get out and help folks. And Tracy's already talked about the limitations that are out there to access. And so the cool thing for me is two of my major areas I really like to serve are students, youth, kids of all ages. And thanks to abundant yoga, I've been able to do that and get into the schools. And like Tracy said, last year it was students at River Falls High School. This year, we're in the works for Hudson High School, so we're able to expand it. We thought we would already be kicked off by now. We felt some bumps in there in the start of the school year and staff being overwhelmed, and the counseling staff were working to recruit the students. They just weren't able to get that far yet. So we're navigating in yoga. We do this, right? We try one way, if it doesn't work, we try another way, whether it's in the body, the mind, or the spirit, right? So it's going to happen. It's in the works. We just have to, we're working on a new way to get those students involved. The counseling staff love the idea, just getting it so that I can work with students. And I'm super excited it's going to happen. And I'm going to point out that it was because of the overwhelming nature of counseling staff feeling stressed that it made it so challenging. So there's more work to be done, right? In the realm of WestCap and ABCs, so ABCs is my program I put together called Avoiding Burnout and Cultivating Self-Care. And if you're not familiar with WestCap, they are an amazing nonprofit around Western Wisconsin capability, and they do a lot of great things, especially helping people get housing, about stress if you don't have a place to live, and helping people with heat. And there are a lot more programs too, but this time of year, heat starts to really matter, right? And we have started, we've done the first 2 sessions of the program for it, and I have to tell you, when right, some of the staff are up there, they're wonderful human beings, of course. They came in and they're like super stressed out because when the weather starts to turn cold, all of a sudden they had, I believe they said 1,600 calls to help them with their heat just in like a few days. And the staff want to serve everybody. And everybody's case is urgent, right? So they're coming in and they're super stressed, and already just in the 2 sessions, like there's awareness, and we know that yoga builds awareness. So I'm just starting with really basic things, and that body awareness and the connection between the stressors and how it manifests in our bodies. And one of the people sitting there with me was like, I keep putting the shoulders down and opening the chest, and explaining the importance of breathing that way and all that, right? She's like, you said that? I didn't even realize my shoulders were up here. And she's like, this feels good. And then the others started talking about it, and just introducing the importance of the little breaks throughout the day, and I brought some mint tea at the second session from my garden. And pausing and saying aromatherapy doesn't have to come from a garden. And holding that cup of tea and the nurturing that can come from it. And the fragrance, and one of the other participants was just like, it's fragrance. And we talked about the benefits of mint then, and that how the body, that is affected on the body and the spirit, all of that. And it's just lots of different things like this. And so I love it. So because I can serve the people who serve the people, which is a passion, and I can serve youth. There wouldn't be money to do this otherwise. Nonprofit workers don't make that much money, right? So I'm just super grateful. I don't know anything else. Questions or anything? It's awesome. Thank you. Yes.
Motion to accept the executive. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. All right, the executive director's report is accepted. Okay. Thank you to Brian and Tanya. Tanya, you're off to another thing now, right? You're gonna be a scarecrow.
Yeah, people this year, and this year's end season started work.
Your work is never done. All right. All right, so our next part is the reports. So that was our executive director report. So now I'm going to do the president's report. I am the president of the American Yoga community. My role is to oversee agendas and the operations of things with AYC, being sure that the officers and the committees are running smoothly and that all of the administrative tasks are getting done. In the past year, we've dealt with some turnover in our board. Okay, in the past year, we've dealt with some turnover, and I just want to say thank you to Angie Wyckoff and Charlie Riddle and we're all part of the board, but had to leave for different reasons. I really appreciate our service. And at that point, my role was to step into those positions and be sure that we kept operating until we could get new people to come in. And so soon after, Kelsey took over. Kelsey will leave her, if you haven't heard of her. Excuse me, she took over as vice president, and Sam, thank you, because that's a labor intensive position to be president and secretary at the same time. Sam took over the secretary. We're operating well. And then one of the other things that we were doing and are continuing to do is developing a best practices manual. So we're not flying by the seat of our pants, which we're pretty good at flying by the seat of our pants, but it's nice to have things written down in a central place. So when we onboard new people, that they know what to do, what to expect, and it can run smoothly. So we're still working out those details. I think Tracy and I are on the strong learning curve of we've never imagined all of the details of running a nonprofit. So we're doing our best, and we're trying to report it at the same time, so we know what to do the next time something happens. We do have a new board member at large for a program. Yes. And we're always looking for board members at large. And what that basically means is that you're attending meetings and supporting the structure of AYC, sitting on committees, those kinds of things. So later, to be a volunteer of any kind, we are more than happy to welcome you to. We also did some things like developing agreements so that when you become a board member, that you kind of just sign an agreement that says, I know I'm supposed to do this, 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 and this. If I need to leave, I give you a certain amount of notice. That was something that we decided after we had some turnover that it would just be better to front load than we just. So we can keep moving slowly. Another big piece that we did administratively is we have a close relationship with Inspiring Actions. Those of you that come to my yoga class know that mornings and falls, fall allergies. Okay, well, this is gonna be great. So we have a close relationship with Inspiring Actions, obviously. So we needed to develop a conflict of interest policy so that it wasn't just benefiting Inspiring Actions, that anything that we did with Inspiring Actions, we had to be sure that it was benefiting the abundant yoga. So we had a lawyer consultant help us draw up a policy that we all have to sign. Step out for a moment. Right. Do you want to do it? I feel like I might be annoying myself.
Everybody just take a drink of water.
So, for conflict of interest policy, to be sure that everything that we do with Inspiring Actions is in the best interest of the abundant yoga community. And that anytime we're voting on anything related to Inspiring Actions, Tracy has to be. So that way we know she's not influencing us in any way. We also took advantage last year of the St. Croix Valley Foundation has a consultant in service. It's a free service to nonprofits, and I love working with nonprofits. And we got to consult with this person who really knows nonprofits. And she gave us some great ideas. That's Anne Drewski, and she just gave us some great ideas, like, you guys are meeting too frequently. Yeah, where do you really want to put? I know, that was great. She said you really want to put more of your effort into the committees. Write these committee charters. This is how you're going to be more powerful in your organization. And she just gave us some really great ideas about how to streamline our meetings more. And I have to say, it's made a difference. So now our board meets every other month, and the committees are meeting more frequently. And we report them, committees report them to the board. We have these written reports. We don't read them beforehand, so we're not doing all of this extra work within the meeting. So we use that meeting time every other month to do any voting. So I have to say we're running a lot more efficiently as we learn more and more. And very grateful to the St. Croix Valley Foundation. That helped us with. All right. I think I got it all. So that is my president's report. Thank you all for being here today, and I'm grateful for your interest and involvement. So, my motion to accept the president's report. Report. All right. And the second. Second. All those in favor of accepting the president's report as written? Report is accepted. Thank you. All right, I think everything's okay here now for Kelsey. Into the vice president. I'm Kelsey Kaufman. I am an office manager and yoga instructor at Inspiring Actions. I also have a husband and 4 young kids, 15 chickens and 2 dogs at home. So this is my daughter Shirley. She's here helping out today too. So I just wanted to make sure she got a shout out and to say thank you for all of your help. I really appreciate it. All right, as the vice president of the AYC, it's my role to preside over the meetings when the president is absent, be responsible for updating any bylaws as needed, and work with the president to learn how to carry out administrative operations to be sure things run smoothly. In May of this year, I was honored to be accepted into the vice president position and was able to help out right away and help the rest of the board as I ran our August board meeting because Lucy was absent. She was unable to attend. So that was exciting that I got to test out my skills right away. And thank you to all of the board members that helped that run smoothly because I promise I'll do better next time. But please be at all. Yeah. I also have the fun duty of gathering board members, community members, and Inspiring Actions yoga instructors for a picture and short video in honor of our River Falls Community Foundation Big Ideas Grant. We were the recipient of that, and there's more information coming up, but I helped gather people to take a picture and a video that they will be sending out shortly. We are looking forward to seeing the picture and the video as they get sent out. I think we will also be leading the River Falls Day Parade next year, so mark your calendars. It's normally the Friday after the 4th of July. Get out your red, white, and blue. Brian, you're invited too. We really want to have a big presence and impact. So thank you to Aaron and Tracy for your work on the grant and to everyone who was able to make it for the picture and video. In the upcoming weeks, it's my goal to go over the bylaws with a fine-tooth comb to make sure everything is up to date. And I just wanted to, again, thank everyone for being here today at this meeting. And as Brian said, I think that we're all here because we all have the same goals, where we're very community driven and want to help. And so if there is anything that is standing out to you today and you are feeling called to join, feel free to talk to one of the board members after the meeting and we can find a space for you. To accept the vice president's report. And a second.
I second.
All those in favor? All right, the vice president's report is accepted. Our next report is from Sam. Report.
Well, I'm Sam Foster, so I am new as well, like Kelsey. So I started, well, I've been volunteering to teach for Karma Yoga, to teach at Inspired Actions in Hudson. And I've been teaching some of the Karma Yoga classes for a while now, or so. And so then in June, the secretary's position became available and I was invited to get more involved. So I took that opportunity, and since then I've been helping to just kind of take the minutes for our meetings and send out reports and collect reports and keep all of the documents in a nice place on our G Drive or our Google Drive. So yeah, it's just been really keeping documents in order, and I'm going to read my report as well. So my role as secretary involves attending the board meetings and keeping the minutes for those meetings. I work closely with President Lucy, Vice President Kelsey, and Executive Director Tracy to ensure board meetings operate in accordance with our bylaws. So I'll help Kelsey make sure the bylaws are in a nice organized document. A big part of my role is maintaining the records of our meetings via minutes and maintaining AYC documents on our shared drive. I'm working to streamline the documentation process and create a drive that removes any documentation barriers for editing and things for other members to easily access our bylaws and our best practices documents. I'm also joining the marketing committee led by Ms. Kelsey. So that's a new thing. I just joined that committee, so that'll be part of my work as well. I'm very grateful to be part of this board and this community and the overall effort to bring yoga to underserved communities within our St. Clair families. That is that. Do I need to make a motion to accept my second?
Good. No, I think I have.
Okay, okay.
I
And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
As we all are, I'm just gonna give a little clap because I don't have to be the secretary. Thank you so much. May I have a motion to accept the secretary's report? All right. Thank you. And a second. Second. Thank you. All those in favor? Secretary's report is accepted. Okay. So Tracy, you're gonna come up and start.
Treasurer's report. So winging it, we are really good at winging it. So yeah, we're organized it a little differently than last year. So I'm just up here to do a little snippet to let you know we have a treasurer, Shannon Pattercom, and she was unable to be here today, so I am playing treasurer. And it is the role of the treasurer to oversee all finances of AYC, make recommendations to the board concerning assets and liabilities of AYC, ensure that an audit of the books is done annually, and report the financial condition of AYC at each board meeting. And it is expected that the treasurer also serves as a member of the finance committee. We'll be hearing more from about that later. Shannon has been the AYC treasurer since its inception and provides financial updates at our executive board meetings. That is the treasurer's.
All right.
I make a motion to accept the treasure.
Yes, and,
Oh.
second. Yeah, make that second. All those in favor? The, treasurer's report is accepted. That's that weird format.
Yeah, so this is the thing, because I was not. So they're trying really hard to be formal, but if you have me in yoga, you know, like I'm not anything with that. I'm trying my best. Okay, so now, let's see what we're doing. We are introducing our wonderful board members at large. So Erin Hoffman Austin. She's actually helps us from Colorado. She's a River Falls native. She's been with us from the beginning. Erin Scammons, you'll hear from her in a little bit. And Corey Hildebrand, our newest board member at large, and then our volunteers, Betsy Kepke, membership committee. And then Betty Hansen, membership committee. And Neely Morrison, marketing committee. Neely's not here today. She's teaching right now, so sure her heart's in the game. Okay, are they done? Just check where I'm at here. Okay, so then you're up. I'll do this one. Good?
Yes. I'm excited about this one. So there's a lot that's been going on in the project proposal committee. So this is where we, well, let me tell you first who's on. It's me and it's Tracy. We had Callie for a while on it, and Erin from Colorado. So is that Erin can be with us in those meetings. So I'm the chairperson of the committee, and basically what we do in this committee is we create ideas, but we also work on some of those administrative pieces of getting the grant application website, the difference between individual grant and community grant. That took us a while to really separate that and make sure that it was on the website in a way that was easy to apply for that. So when a grant request comes in, the project proposal committee is the one that talks about it, considers it, told you about the charters that we got to write, so we're able to approve a certain amount of money without going back to the board. So that works out usually well for the personal scholarships. So personal scholarships are, if somebody who doesn't have the means to take a yoga class but really wants to take a yoga class, so they apply for a personal scholarship, comes through the committee looks at the application, approves it, and usually Tracy is the one who calls and talks to the person, and they talk about a length of time. Those personal scholarships are usually taken care of just within the committee. The bigger ones, like you heard with Tanya, those need to go back to the board because they're usually for a larger amount of money. But in the project proposal committee, we talk about it, we get more information from the applicant so that when the board meeting comes around, we're able to present that to the board. The other thing that we do is we create these signature AYC programs. So we have a lot of ideas here, but one of the ones is with Tanya is the ones that she's doing in the school. So these are specific to Tanya's ideas and then AYC's. Other things that we'll do is we'll have an online presence and on YouTube at some point. A lot of things going on. But the idea is that we'll have a YouTube channel that has free yoga classes. Just AYC. It's our committee that does the best practices manual. So that's always those pieces right to the project. How are we being sure that things are running smoothly? So when somebody applies for a grant, what are the steps to that? Best practices manual. So this past year, we made our website more user-friendly. Talked about best practices manual. Since October of last year, we've approved 4 individual scholarships that allow community members who don't have the means to attend yoga classes. And at this point, all of those people went to Inspiring Actions. But now we have another option for them to go to Healing Roots. And the idea is that we'll be partnering with more and more yoga studios. So if people apply for a personal scholarship, it doesn't mean that they have to go to Inspiring Actions. They can choose whatever yoga studio they want. But just because we have such a close relationship, most of the people applying know about us because of Inspiring Actions. So that our hope there is that that expands to many more yoga studios. With that, okay. So that was some of our projects that we were working on, partnering with the studios, and then Tom is the one that has been the recipient of the last community grants. And then another project. Oh, Hudson High School, we talked about that. Oh, I love that we don't have to do as much of the reports. Okay, so now I get to talk about this. So Aaron and Tracy worked really hard out in August, but they worked really hard on the grant. This is the River Falls Big Ideas grant. This is through the Sacred Valley Foundation, and it's $10,000. Just super excited. We've applied for other ones, but this one we really have our act together. I don't know if you guys know, but Erin Austin is she's an author, so she included that perfectly. In the language around it is that that it's a health initiative. So we're really bringing yoga as a health initiative to different areas of the community. So you'll see here we've got the idea of bringing chair yoga to assisted living facilities. There we go, facilities. And substance abuse recovery groups, cancer survivors, and family of cancer survivors, yoga for teens, community classes, yoga for library, and local parks, right? And then also online meditation classes. So we're really looking at accessible yoga, accessible meditation. So we are super excited. And our plan is to keep running that even beyond 2023 is when we'll start it, but then we want to keep it running. So we want our funding, the abundant yoga community funding, to continue these programs within the community and hopefully expand it to other. This is a great starting point, and really excited about it. So, one other thing I told you about the YouTube video library that we hope to do. And then Erin and I are working on an online trauma-informed teacher training that is specific to rural communities. There's a lot of trauma-informed trainings out there, but there seems to be some pieces missing on there. And we want that is to be accessible as well, so that any yoga teacher can take it. So we're talking about how to have that live online. And the content be a little bit more specific to our smaller towns. So that is in the works, hoping to have that available in, I'm telling Tracy right now, February. Right date, actually. Yes, all right. So I am definitely honored to be part of the project proposal. I'm always need some more volunteers, and especially I think about this grant that we're going to put into play in January. We're gonna need some people on it. So if you're interested in helping us on the grant, that's my report for the project proposal committee. And I have a motion to accept. All right, and how about the second? All those in favor? Aye. Right, right. Project proposal report is accepted. Next, we have Kelsey. Mark.
All right, I think my biggest report to be made for the marketing and website committee is it is no longer a committee of one. We have 2 other committee members that have recently joined, and I am so excited. So our updates from October of last year to now, we use Constant Contact to send out newsletters to anybody that is on our email list. If you are not receiving our newsletters, let us know and we can sign you up. And a couple of times a month, you'll get a cute little email in your inbox that'll tell you all of the great things AYC is doing. So since our last annual meeting, we've sent out 13 campaigns in Constant Contact with 53 Facebook posts linking to the campaigns. We currently have 131 contacts on our list with an email open rate of 75%, which is awesome. Almost unheard of. So thank you if you are receiving our emails. Thank you for opening them up, reading what's going on, and clicking on a link or two. It's really, really helpful. Facebook updates. In the last year, the marketing committee has posted, in addition to the 53 posts that link directly to our campaigns, another 53 times to our Facebook page. We're currently at 309 likes and 332 followers. If you haven't already, please search for us on Facebook and like us, give us a follow. And it's the marketing committee's goal to set up an Instagram account as well within the next, maybe at our next meeting, we'll talk about it. So then you can follow us on Instagram coming soon. Our goals for this upcoming year will be to develop and maintain a marketing calendar and take a more active role in our website maintenance. I just wanted to thank Sam Foster and Neely Morrison for joining the marketing committee. We are still looking for a couple of more people. We meet every other month, so it's not during the board meeting months, but the following month at Sam's beautiful office in Hudson. She's got a great space there. So I would believe that the time that it would take would average 1 to 2 hours per month if you wanted to volunteer for the marketing and website committee. Your volunteer duties would include creating and posting to our social media platforms, keeping the website's calendar up to date, distributing flyers to local community bulletin boards, and if you're interested in joining, let's chat after material class.
A motion to accept the vice president, or no, excuse me.
I make a motion to accept the marketing committee report.
Wonderful, and anyone to second that? All those in favor? Aye, all right, the marketing. Next is Erin.
Hey everybody, Sharon Sammons. I found my way into this nonprofit I guess at the very beginning. I was in a yoga teacher training that Tracy was hosting at the Spirit Action Studio, and Lucy was one of our wonderful instructors for that program. You were in that group as well, and for kind of one of our capstone projects, we did a fundraiser yoga class, as you guys will recall. And the recipient of that class was a yoga community because during our program, the nonprofit status came through. And so we were all kind of part of the joy and excitement around that moment. And this nonprofit, which had been an idea for so many years, as Tracy shared, and that all came to fruition. And so I'm really happy to be here and be part of this. And on my way under the board. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about the membership committee, which is comprised of myself and Tracy and community members Betsy, Pepke, and Betty. Yes, I'm here. So thank you guys for being here today. Let's see if we got the first without forgetting anything. So this past year, most of our efforts really focused on streamlining processes, which Tracy has kind of led the charge on that. This has mostly been accomplished with the help of a program called Little Big Light. This is a software system that's designed specifically to help small nonprofits consolidate data and simplify fundraising operations. And this is something Tracy and like we need this, and it has been kind of a game changer. Would you agree? Yeah. So thanks to Little Green Light and countless hours from Tracy putting information, AYC now has an efficient, seamless system for tracking membership and fundraising efforts and this level of organization. So kind of Lucy was saying before, the more they're kind of pulling things together and feeling organized, it's just there's something about that that makes everything feel a little more intentional. That's right. So in addition, AYC held our second annual 3-part yoga series fundraiser in March with classes taught by Lucy. I have to stand here, but it was actually Angie, correct? Yep. And Erin Austin. The membership committee's time in recent months have been dedicated to the planning and execution of this annual part of. And our upcoming efforts include a formal membership drive in early 2023, likely January or February. So we're pretty kind of stay tuned for that. And that will be followed by another yoga series fundraiser. So yeah, we would just like to thank all of you for being here this morning. Without the support of our members, none of this would be possible. I can spread the word about the good work EYC is doing in the community. And we welcome any questions or feedback you have regarding membership or any future fundraising ideas. We're all ears, you guys, because we know the more ideas that come in, the better. And we have our finger on the pulse of something's going on, but there are always other things happening in the community that we just don't know about. And so getting together like this just provides an opportunity to come up with new ideas for ways that we can get the word out there and get involved.
Have a motion to accept the membership fundraising committee. All those in favor? All right, the membership fundraising is accepted, and now we'll move on to the financial.
This is the best part. We get to talk about numbers and money. It's my favorite. I'm a finance major. So,
Anyway, I tried to keep it kind of short, sweet, simple, fun.
so as you heard already, this past year we have spent a lot of time reorganizing and creating efficiencies within our organization. So without even holding a formal membership drive, I'm happy to report these following numbers to you. So you can kind of see up there, one thing that I want to make mention of is that because this annual meeting is in October every year, we created a fiscal reporting year so that you get to see 12 months worth of data. And it runs October through September. So you can take a look. And if you look at the slide, yeah, we did not run a membership drive, and we only held that one small fundraiser. And the percentage dips look high, it's just because the amounts are so small. So the percentage dips look high, but the total income shows $3,800. And if you really look at the membership dues, we still brought in almost like a little over $2,900, which is showing you that like we didn't try to get members. These are members that are renewing their memberships. They believe in our cause. They're like, people reached out like, how do I renew my membership? Because again, we're creating those efficiencies, and now we have a really easy way that we can streamline that process. So I was pretty excited to see that without trying. People really believe in this cause, and this is where it really starts to hit home with what we're doing is really making a big impact. And even though we've done a lot, we're still just getting started. We have so much more that we can do. Another thing to point out is the bottom line is showing just the total operating expenses. So these are just the operating expenses, like what it takes us to operate and keep going. You can see that the numbers stay pretty consistent. So we're smart with our spending. So when members sign up and as we receive money, like we're very responsible with it and use it wisely. For the visual people out there, this is me. So here's a pie chart. So the pie chart summarizes all of the expenditures from our last fiscal year. And so what you want to notice here is that 42%, so about almost $2,200 of our money raised was paid out in programming and personal scholarships, which directly supports our mission. So truly the money that we collect, our goal is to get it back out into the community to help support more people. We did put money into a brand new website design in our efforts to become more efficient. So you'll see a chunk up there for that. Dues and subscriptions include items such as we're members of the Hudson and the River Falls Chamber. It includes our constant contact, our email, which is our email software platform, and also our subscription for Little Green Light. So we do pay for that, and it's worth every. Okay, so that's our. That's a picture of money spent, and then this I love to show that it's pretty exciting, our checking account balance. Which, I mean, just kind of goes to show, you know, we maintained our balance throughout the whole year. So again, our organization, I'm very proud of, like we really do spend our money thoughtfully, and we always have our bigger vision in mind, and that always keeps us on track and target as far as where we operate from. So again, that's our very non-active checking account balance. Then we're hoping next year to show that just like going up. All right, so I think, let's see. Okay, so that is the financial committee report.
So can we have a motion to accept the financial committee report? All right, in a second. All right, all those in favor? Aye. The financial report is accepted.
Thank you. Okay, so we're wrapping up. We're pretty good. Pretty good on time. We're nearing the end. How to become part of the Abundant Yoga community. People ask all the time, well, first, what is it? What do you do? So hopefully this full 60 minutes has given you a little bit more of an idea of like, what do we do? We raise money and allow people that also support the cause to put their dollars to go toward the cause. And then we have an outlet of scholarships and grants. So like that's a short summary. So what we do, how I can join or donate. So our personal annual memberships range from $20 to $100. So you can be a member for those $20. We have forms in the back of the table. This can all be done online too because of our new website and little green line. So there's that. Business, we have a business annual membership, different levels. So it's from $100 to $300. And there are different information on those levels on the website and the application. There's one-time donations. So we've had people want to give us the one-time donation, which can be done on the website as well. We use a PayPal format. We also take cash or check. Okay, and then attending a fundraising event. So we do have one yoga fundraising event, and that's just what we've done the last couple of years. So that's we've been pretty successful with that, and now that we're getting more organized, we've come up with other means to raise funds through fundraising. Another just a fundraising I just thought of was that we did have last year, our first year, somebody gave a nice donation, and then we did a match campaign. And so we basically were able to double that amount. So that was a win-win. And then volunteering. So if you have any time that you would like to donate, we have something for everyone. You can be donating, a one-time opportunity, or you can, as Kelsey was mentioned, a lot of the time is 1 to 2 hours a month. The more people we have, the more that time can go down. And all of the committees, we have lots of different areas. So if you are considering volunteering, you can also make mention of that on your little suggestion card, which is the last time I mentioned here. So the suggestion card, it's just a way we thought we would let you communicate with us if you have ideas on anything you want to contribute. If you know anyone that wants to contribute, it's fun to volunteer with friends, and you make friends. And then just really thinking about what you've heard here today, as far as you might know a group of people that could use our help, and we could reach out to them, or even so, just a friend that is kind of good. So that like those things are really good. We'll hear from someone that was our personal scholarship recipient. But if you know anybody who, everybody could use yoga, but if you know someone who could use yoga and could use financial support, if we don't, it's a real simple process to get a personal yoga scholarship. If we don't ask anything about their finances, it's a pretty short form on the website, and like I said, I usually have been the one to call them and talk to them about options, and now we have more options, more places for people to go. So it's a very friendly process, and sometimes it's a matter of someone just needs a little help right now, or they've been coming to yoga and then a life change happens and like they can't come to yoga, which that breaks my heart because I see how dedicated they are, and then all of a sudden their finances change. So to be able to provide that it's easy, and so if you know people, that's another great referral to us of someone that we can help. Okay, anything else you want to
Tracy, can I just ask something?
Yes.
Along those lines of how to spread the word. So I'm just noticing in our gift bags, I like this about community grants and personal scholarships. like, I would take this to my chiropractic office and ask if I could do, you know, this to get like some attention, the color.
Sure.
And then this, and like they would be receptive to just having this out. And I think like if we all can just think of one place we could go and leave this at their front desk, like that helps spread the word.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So, yeah, so there's a little sheet in everybody's gift bag that's here in person. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is so personal. This is like, this is, you know, directly how you're supporting.
I think you have more of those back in the back area, right? So not just the one in the bag, that if you want, you know, that there's some place that you can leave that.
Yeah, so we have those sheets, at Inspiring Actions. We have the Karma Yoga classes. So we have 2 free classes every month. That's another way to get people in. Denise teaches almost all of our River Falls Karma Yoga classes. And teachers here are, everyone is a big old group contributing, you know, and we're in the process, again, of talking with Healing Roots. We have a few more things to get set up, and then they'll be ready to go with that as well. So any questions from people here, or I don't know, right in the chat? Yes, Betty?
I was just wondering about the donation. Can people donate to this, you know, parks? Areas?
Can someone donate to us? I mean,
Yeah.
So would you like to just donate for a personal scholarship versus?
Oh, gotcha. I can't see why not. It's not set up that way on the website, so if you know, if somebody has specific, like I wanted to be sure to give this chunk of money just to personal scholarships, that probably should have a conversation with one of us about that, and be sure that it gets streamlined into that space. But that is an interesting thing to add to the website.
yes. My wheels are spinning. Well, it's kind of like when you see like a coffee shop, right? Like, oh, I want this person, this group to get this $100, or this group to get, yeah. So, yeah. So again, now that we have a whole, after the annual meeting, we just get so many ideas and we run with them, you know, so.
Well, yeah, our big ideas grant, a lot of those things that are on there were suggestions from last year from people that came and wrote down their suggestions. And so we put those into the big ideas grant. So, yeah, any other questions? So we're gonna take a take a little break. But we ran over a little bit, so let's just take a 10-minute break. And then Kelsey's gonna do a yoga class for us, and then we will just have some time to just kind of mingle and ask questions, and board members will hang out. And thank you so much for coming and being part of this meeting. I now need a motion to end the meeting, to adjourn the meeting. I make a motion to adjourn. Anyone want to second that one? All right, all those in favor of adjourning the meeting? Hi. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Woo!
And then we're just gonna pause at home. Let's see. We're gonna. So we're pausing the recording. All right, so we're gonna be starting our yoga class here pretty soon, and Kelsey promised me she wouldn't walk all over the room so that you at home can see her.
Don't remember doing that last year.
Yes, last year vividly, she walked from one side to the other, and it wasn't expected. So now, so if you see her a little nervous about moving an inch or two from one way or the other, it's because she's got strict orders to stay put.
I'm glued to the chair.
Okay, so I'll get my big head out of the way and we'll start our yoga class. Yeah, it's recording. That camera. I think it's on speaker. No, is it on the right view? Let's see. Let me make sure I have the right view. Hold on a
Well,
second.
while we are monkeying with technology, take a moment just to look at the
Yeah,
space
I just can't
around
get up
you.
there.
If we have time, if time allows for it, we are going to be taking a warrior two seated, which does have us extending one leg out to each side of our mat. It will look something like this. So I tried this with the spacing in the chairs. You are able to slip your foot underneath your neighbor's chair, but if you'd like more space, go ahead, switch apart. And then your items might actually be best directly behind your chair. We are going to be sending a leg out front for a little fold as well. So directly behind your chair might be the safest spot for coffee, tea, water. Right. Lucy uses this terminology in her classes or retreats and workshops that I've been to with her. Bless you. Everything here is an invitation, not an obligation. So if there is anything that I cue for this class and you're like, nope, not in my body today, feel free to stay seated. As Lucy pointed out, we have an exit on each side of the room. So if you want to leave at any point, feel free to do so. Matt, I recently started meditating with him, so now I'm using his words. This is like a no guilt thing. You can take any pose that you want to take. You can leave whenever you want. It's a no guilt thing. It's a do whatever pose feels best in your body today. With that being said, please grab a drink whenever you need it. Please use the restroom whenever you need that as well. All right, so a couple of options for seated today. If your low back is feeling very robust and you could sit up tall without the support of your chair, move to the front half of your chair. If your low back is maybe feeling strained or achy or tight today, keep your sit bones towards the back of the chair and go ahead and lean into the back of the chair for support. Maybe pick all of your toes up off of the floor, rolling back onto your heels and just allowing the soles of your feet to connect with the ground. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Palms can come to thighs or even hang next to your chair, if that feels best. Feel free to soften your gaze towards the floor in front of you, or maybe even closing your eyes if that feels best today. Taking a few moments here just to scan through the body, scan through the breath. So allow your forehead to soften, allow your eyebrows to be heavy. Let your tongue be heavy in your mouth, maybe falling away from pressing into the top teeth or pressing into the roof of the mouth. Just let the tongue be heavy and relax. Maybe putting some space between your top teeth and lower teeth. Trying to release some of the tension and tightness that we tend to carry in our neck, our shoulders, our upper back. Take a moment here to check in with your glutes. See if you are squeezing, tense. And give yourself a moment here just to soften and settle. Bring that same relaxation into the thighs, the calves, even all the way down to the toes. We like to grip with our toes. See if you can soften the soles of your feet, letting the toes relax. Now start to direct your awareness to your breath. And see if you can be kind and gentle to yourself and don't go right into switching and fixing mode and just observe. Observe what's going on with your breath today. Is it making any sound? Where are you feeling your breath? Is it in the back of the throat, the chest, the belly, the nostrils? And then if you feel like a longer deeper, more mindful inhale and exhale would better serve you today, now feel free to invite those subtle changes in. Maybe lengthening your inhale as you draw the breath down into the belly. Lengthening the exhale as you let it soften jaw, shoulders as you breathe out. Now drawing your awareness down into the center of the chest, sometimes called our heart center. Setting our intention for this class, and our intention just meaning, what are we going to be more aware of throughout this 25-minute practice? And I invite you to create your intention around metta or loving kindness and directing that towards ourselves. This could be your first chair yoga experience. You could be very seasoned chair yoga yogi. No matter where you're at, just invite some loving and kindness into your heart center today, directing it towards ourselves, our own body, our own thoughts, our breath. With that, we'll start to add a little bit of gentle movement here together. Sitting up nice and tall, reaching up through the crown of our head, and then gently drawing our chin down towards our chest. Starting to roll right ear towards right shoulder. Letting our chin come back down towards our chest, and then left ear towards left shoulder. Continue to move and flow at your own pace. Feel free to hold if that's what your body needs today. Maybe you would like to pair this movement with your breath. Using our inhales, we will take an ear towards a shoulder. Using our exhales, we'll bring chin back to the chest. Letting that low jaw be soft, relaxing through the foreheads, just exploring our range of motion in our neck today. Take a couple more moments here. So if you're holding on one side, just maybe switch to the other, bringing that balance to the sides of the neck. And then there's no rush, but we'll all meet with our chin coming back down towards our chest today. No rush to get here. Take your time. When the chin is back at center, let's lift our chin back to neutral, so parallelish to the floor. None of us have levels out here, so it doesn't have to be exact, just whatever feels good today. And then let's take a nice big inhale as we lift our shoulders up towards our ears, maybe clench the jaw, clench the shoulders towards the ears, and then use a nice long, slow exhale to relax the low jaw and relax the shoulders down. We'll do that 2 more times at your own pace. Using our inhales to lift, clench, and squeeze. And our exhales to soften, smooth, relax. After that nice long exhale, if the eyes are closed, feel free to keep them or maybe just blink them open a little bit, taking the gaze towards the front of the room. Let's start to heel toe our feet apart. Maybe chair width distance, maybe hip or shoulder width distance feels best to you today, but we just want to give our body some space as we begin to move front and back on these chairs. Sliding the hands out to the knees, we're going to draw the chest forward, lift our chin to a comfortable level today. And then we're going to round the spine, chin to chest. Oftentimes, this is called a cat-cow motion in yoga. Feel free to continue to flow, drawing the chest forward, lifting the gaze, and then rounding the spine, chin to chest. There is an option to pair this movement with your breath, using your inhales as you come forward, using your exhales as you round back. Maybe just taking a moment here just to invite some gratitude into your heart space as well. What a beautiful fall day. Love seeing the sun come in through these windows. It's just so great to be here with each of you. Take another moment here just to take your last movement front to back in these seated cat-cows. And then we'll come all the way back up to center, finding that nice tall spine, and it might be more comfortable to bring those feet a little bit closer together. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down one more time, and now we're going to explore the range of motion in our arms today. So just lifting that right arm up, stopping where you feel that resistance, and then letting it come back down. Same thing on the left side. Lifting that left arm up. It's okay if the left side is different from the right, and bringing it back down. And then maybe pairing this motion with our breath. Inhaling as we lift that right arm up, stopping when we feel that resistance. Exhale as we release. One more on the left side. Inhale as we lift. And exhale as we release. Let's take 2 with both arms together. Inhaling as we lift both arms forward and up. Exhaling as we bring them back down to our sides. One more. Inhale, lifting forward and up. And exhale back down. Switching up this motion just a little bit. Now we're going to sweep the arms out to the side. Maybe fingertips touch, maybe they stop right here. And then we're going to bend at the elbows as we gently lift up through the heart. So reaching out and up, bend at the elbows, lifting up through the heart. Maybe pairing this with our breath. Inhaling, reaching out and up. Exhale, a little goal post shape in the arms. 2 more. Last one, and then we'll pause in that goal post shape if this feels comfortable in your low back today. Another thing that we can do here to help is kind of sweep that low belly in and up, using our core here to support our low back. Now we're going to take right fingertips towards the floor and take our gaze over top of that right shoulder. Lift the right fingertips back up as gaze comes to center. Left fingertips to the floor as we look over the left shoulder. Coming back to center. Here's where it gets really wild. Right fingertips to the floor, but we're going to look to the left. Gaze comes back to center. Left fingertips to the floor, but we look to the right. Gaze comes back to center. You all like that. Let's do it one more time. Right fingertips down, look to the left. Back to center. Left fingertips down, look to the right. Yeah. What's the Go ahead, release those hands all the way down and roll up the shoulders a little bit. I've been focusing too much on my legs with squatting. I've been not strengthening my shoulders as much as I probably could. All right, now we're gonna take a gentle twist. So we're gonna sweep the arms out and up to our comfort level today. And then we're gonna open up to the right. Left arm comes in front, right arm behind. We're gonna come back up to center, reaching those arms up. And then right arm in front, left behind. Maybe pairing this with our breath. Inhales bring us up to center. Exhale, we take a gentle twist. Inhale up to center. Exhale, gentle twist. Let's take one more each way. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Let's inhale those hands back up to center. Maybe the palms come to touch up overhead or bring the hands to touch out in front and draw those fingertips down towards our heart center, stacking the palms over top of that space, right in the middle of our chest, where we set that intention of our loving and kindness energy, directing it towards ourselves. Maybe just realigning with that intention if we're being a little tough on ourselves at the first part of class. For the second half of class, we're just going to come back to that intention. And I also learned that from Matt, that each time you come back to the practice, you come back to your intention, it's a win. It's normal to let it go or to forget about it, but every time you come back, it's a win. Just like that. All right, opening our eyes, taking our hands back down. We're gonna take some movements for our legs here. So starting with the right foot, lifting the right toes up. I know most of us have some shoes on, but maybe wiggling the toes here, putting as much space between the toes as we can. Coming all the way up to the heel of that foot as we wiggle. Setting the foot back down on the floor and now pressing into the toes as we lift the heel up, feeling that in our calf. And we can take that a couple of times, lifting that heel way up, feeling that movement in our right calf. One more. And now let's take that to the left side, lifting the left toes up, adding as much movement as we can today. Rolling all the way back to the heel, maybe adding a bit more movement, feeling this in the front of that left leg. Sole of the left foot comes back to the floor, and we'll take a couple of lifts of the heel. Notice if you've lifted the eyebrows or brought some tension back into the jaw or shoulders, and just take a nice long exhale to let it go. Last lift of that left heel, and we'll place it back down. Now we're going to extend that right leg out, coming onto the heel. Oftentimes this is easier if we could scooch to the front of the chair. So know that we won't be here long if this doesn't feel great on your low back, or skip this pose altogether if sitting on the front half of the chair does not feel good. We're going to grow the spine nice and tall here, and then possibly with an exhale, hinging at the hips and just coming into a little bit of a fold. Stopping when you feel that resistance. We're not going towards 100% here. We're maybe looking for a 60 to 70% stretch. So just when you feel a sensation in the back of that right leg, pause and notice. I love what Tanya said earlier, that yoga is all about awareness. So just bringing our awareness to the back of that right leg. Let's gently come all the way back up. Nice tall seat, right foot comes to the floor. Same thing, left side, send that left leg out, flex at the foot or point the toes towards the ceiling. Grow the spine tall, and maybe with an exhale, taking a little fold here, bringing our awareness to the back of the left leg. Sending ourselves some loving and kindness, energy and thoughts for our own bodies. Coming up nice and tall, nice tall seat again, taking that left foot to the floor. If you choose or would prefer to slide your low back back to the support of the chair, you can do that at this time. We're going to help that right ankle up and over top of that left thigh. Go ahead and roll out your right ankle a couple of times. And then I prefer to take one hand to my knee, one hand to my ankle, but if keeping palms on the thighs feels best to you, can do that. We're going to take another fold. So maybe with the breath in, we grow that spine tall, and maybe with our breath out, we fold again. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. Putting some space between the top teeth and lower teeth. Trying to release any more tension from the neck, shoulders, upper back. Let's come all the way back up, but we're keeping that right leg here as we take another twist. So I'm going to take my left hand to my right knee, and my right hand's going to find the chair, either the back of the chair or the side. I'm going to use another breath in to grow the spine tall, but then as I exhale, I'm going to gently turn my gaze over that right shoulder. Eyes open or closed, and as you exhale, release tension from the shoulders. Let that tongue be heavy in your mouth, eyebrows soft. One more breath in and out. Unwinding, coming back to center. I'm doing so great. Now, right hand can come to the right ankle. Left hand can come to the side or the back of the chair. Use a breath in, grow the spine tall. As we exhale, turning our gaze over the left shoulder or to the left of the room. Maybe taking a couple of mindful rounds of breath here. One more breath in and out. Unwinding, coming back to center. Gently helping that right foot back to the floor, same thing other side, so helping the left ankle up and over and taking a moment here to roll out the ankle. Not as many snap, crackle, and pops going on as I was anticipating. Especially with how quiet it is in here. Oh, there we go. Yes. Thank you. That's what I was waiting for. All right, setting ourselves up for that little fold. So I'm gonna put one hand on my knee, the other on my ankle, use a breath in to sit nice and tall. And as we exhale, hinging forward. Hanging out here for just a breath or two. Gently pressing our weight into that leg as we lift ourselves up. And now we're taking our twists in the opposite direction. So we're gonna start to the left this time. I'm taking my right hand to my left knee, left hand to the back or the side of the chair. Inhale as we sit tall, and exhale, gently turning our gaze towards the left side of the room. Maybe over that back left shoulder. So thankful for that fan making that noise. Otherwise it'd be very quiet in here. Tracy said she was not very professional, but I'm hearing her talk a lot. One more breath in and out on this side. And then let's unwind, coming back to center. We're gonna twist to the right, so maybe sliding that left hand to the right, left ankle. Right hand to the side of the back of the chair. Inhale as we sit tall, exhale as we turn our gaze to the right of the room. Softening through the eyebrows, softening through the jaw, the shoulders, maybe even allowing a small smile. One more breath on this side. And unwinding, coming back to center. Let's take that foot to the floor, maybe roll out the ankles again, or just kind of windshield wiper the knees side to side to let go of that stretch in the hips. All right, I know you guys really like that goalpost thing, so it's about to get wild and crazy again. We're taking a warrior two on our chairs. So to do this, we're gonna come to about the center of the chair with the glutes, and we're gonna start by taking that left leg out to the side. Hold onto your chair with both hands as we situate so that the chair is now gonna be supporting underneath that right leg, that right hamstring. Right foot can go as far to the right side of the chair as is comfortable to you. Sometimes having it hang out here can feel a little bit better on that right hip. Now, we are gonna work on extending that left leg to where it feels comfortable for us. That might be with a bend in it here. It might be out long, whatever feels best in your hips today. Now, the shoulders are gonna wanna turn over top of that right leg, but let's see if we can keep our chest and our shoulders facing the front of the room. Here we go. Option to lift those arms up, or hands can stay at the hips if that feels better. We are in a full space. If you touch someone else's fingers in a yoga class, it's really good luck. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the Tracy I was looking for. All right, let's just take a gentle flow with the arms here while our hips get used to this pose. So inhale the arms up, and let's take them back down as we exhale. One more like that. Inhale the arms up, and back down as we exhale. Side angle pose. We're gonna reach past that right thigh, let that right forearm come to the right leg. Lots of options for this left hand. Reaching straight up towards the ceiling might feel really good today. Bending and reaching overhead might feel good today. If any of this is not feeling great in your shoulders or upper back, go ahead and take that left hand to your left hip. Roll that left shoulder up, back, and down, and pause here. Your gaze can be down at the floor, straight ahead, or maybe up towards the ceiling. Whatever feels best for you today. And then don't forget to breathe. A couple of breaths in and out. Let's gently take that left hand back to our left hip. If it isn't there already, slowly lift ourselves back up. And now we get to unwind. So heel toe the left leg in first. Slide yourself back onto the chair and bring that right foot forward. And again, just pause for a moment to windshield wiper the knees, or just notice how your hips feel after that warrior two. Anybody first time warrior two on a chair? Yes, it's great, isn't it? Why aren't we always doing this? It sounds great.
Does anybody mind if I take a photo of the warrior two?
Yeah, let's do a
Or not
warrior
mine,
two.
so I don't know, but consent is here.
You all did give electronic consent when you signed up, just so you know. Four pictures, it was written in there, but please let our photographer, Betsy know. All right, same thing other side, so we're gonna take that right, left leg, use your hands to slide yourself back on the chair. We'd like the chair mostly underneath that left hamstring. Honor any differences in the sides of your body. If this side doesn't want to take the same shape as the other side took, that is okay. And now we're probably all looking towards the parking lot, but turn your chest and your gaze forward. There you go. And let's lift those arms up, reaching in opposite directions. Gaze can now be over those left fingertips towards the parking lot if you'd like. And let's take a little flow with the arms here, but we're gonna get wild and crazy again, taking goalpost arms. So inhaling as we lift the arms up, exhale, bending at the elbows, taking that goalpost variation. One more, inhale, lifting out and up. Exhale, goalpost variation, pausing here, smiling, enjoying this yoga. Oh, she's done. Stretch the arms out. Let's take our side angle here, reaching towards the side of the room, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm can come straight up, bend overhead, or come to that right hip. Rolling that right shoulder up, back, and down if that hand is at the hip. Gaze can be at the floor, straight ahead, or up towards the ceiling. And breathe. One more breath in and out. All meeting with our right hand on that right hip. Gently lifting ourselves all the way back up. Now take the right leg in first so that we're easy on that knee. Use our hands to bring our sit bones back to the center of the chair and just take a moment to windshield wiper here as well. Really awesome job. We're going to be taking a couple of seated circles here as we just begin to unwind from this class. Those are easiest if the low back is not pressed up against the chair. So if it is okay in your low back and you want to come to that front half today, feel free to do so. And I'm going to give my body some more space today by taking my feet out about chair width distance. With the palms on the thighs, use a breath in to grow the spine tall. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward and then start to circle the shoulders around the hips. Eyes can be opened or closed for this one. And just keeping the breath flowing, keeping it moving. Feel free to let your head be heavy as you take a deep bend in the elbows, just kind of letting that upper body sway. And reverse the direction of your circles if you haven't already. And your head be heavy, deep bends in the elbows. Finishing up that last circle, coming all the way back up to a nice tall seat. We can heel toe those feet back in, and we are setting ourselves up for just a few moments of rest. So maybe sliding the sit bones to the back of the chair, using the back of the chair to support our spines. Hands can stay on the lap or maybe cross out front if that feels more comfortable. Feel free to close the eyes or just soften the gaze towards the front of the room. And again, allow the forehead to soften as the eyebrows relax away from the hairline. Allow the eyes to rest in their sockets instead of pressing forward, just allow the eyes to rest. Maybe take a moment here to clench the jaw so that you can fully release on your next exhale. Relaxing through the cheeks, letting the tongue be heavy. Maybe adding some space between the top teeth and lower teeth. Notice if you're holding any tightness in the shoulders. Allow those shoulders to rest.
Using the back of the chair, allow your spine to rest into the chair, allow the sit bones to rest into the seat of the chair, releasing tension from the glutes. Softening through the thighs, calves, all the way down to the toes. Just allowing ourselves now a few moments of rest. Resting our bodies. Let go of any control over the breath and just allow it to flow. And even see if you can allow yourself to take a step back from the lists and the mind chatter and just be the watcher of your thoughts for a few moments. So that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any thoughts, but just allow yourself to take a step back and watch the thoughts come in one side of the mind and go right out the other. Maybe allow yourself a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Starting to bring yourself back into the space, wiggling the toes, the fingers. Let's take one more movement paired with breath as our arms again. So being careful of our neighbors, let's inhale as we reach the arms out and up. And exhale as we meet with the hands back at the heart, stacking the palms over top of our heart center, maybe a slight bow of our chin down towards our chest. Bringing ourselves back to that intention that we may have set at the beginning of class about sending ourselves kind, loving energy. We'll take just a short mantra here. And this is all said in your own head. So I'll say a line out loud and you can just repeat it to yourself. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live this life with ease to the best of my ability. The divine light, love, and peace within me honors the divine light, love, and peace within each one of you. I so appreciate you choosing to be here today. I'll end this yoga experience with my deepest, most sincere, and heartfelt thank you. Anybody feel like that seated silence was the longest ever? It's 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was like, oh my gosh, we've been here for 3 hours. I had my eyes closed and I looked, I'm like, it's gotta have been 5 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll be sending out the replay. And yes, thank you. So please feel free to reach out with any questions. can also look at our website. Oh, thank you so much for coming. It was so nice to have people live. All right, I'm gonna get going here. Enjoy your day.